Right now, I know the big news is in regards to the dock workers. Right now, they're on strike. We're reaching day 3 at this point. What is part of the things going on as far as negotiations?
It's certainly significant, and they are stuck on, I think that the biggest issue is the automation issue. So the most recent back and forth, the opposing group agreed to a 50% pay raise, which I think for a lot of people will be quite a happy, let's call it good news situation. But they denied that, and they denied it because they're worried about automation. And to be worried about automation is to be worried about technology. And one should not be worried about technology. One should take advantage of technology. And I think that the unions are kind of shooting themselves in the foot because technology will not stop. Not for this union or that union or for you or me or any state or any country for that matter. There's a growth, and humans like to grow, and businesses like to grow, and technology enables that. And I think that if they don't change their attitude, then this is going to be here for quite some time.
So it's something that's not just about, I know, about money, because I know they said now dock workers might be high earning in places like New York, but still there's a lot making a lot less in places like Virginia and Florida. But it's more than just the pay, right, that's going on here.
Yeah, in fact, I think that the pay is kind of a side note. The biggest issue is the fact that AI and software is eating the world, right? And so those aren't my words. Mark Andreessen said that. But if you look at our society, so for example, I was doing a research report today on Airbnb, comparing it with Marriott. Now, you have probably heard about Marriott way earlier than you heard about Airbnb. Marriott is synonymous with travel and with hospitality. Airbnb is new, but Airbnb makes more money. They make more cash per year, per quarter than Marriott does. They spend less money. It's a superior business model, and that pisses people off. If you tell anybody over the age of 40, I got a better idea, they're going to look at you without a smile. But if you tell anybody over the age of 10, hey, I got a better idea, they're going to look at you with awe. How can I learn about it, right? And if you look at anybody over the age of 20, they're going to be like, well, how do I get in? Will you hire me, or what do I got to pay? But something happens, and I just for our viewers, full disclosure, I recently turned 44. So I have to actively prevent myself from shooting down ideas mentally and in many cases financially. And that's why it's important to have a young team, new blood, new ideas, an open mind. Because if they think that technology is not going to beat the strike, man, God bless them.
And that's some of the other things we were talking about too. I guess people, everybody's kind of worried. What are the economic implications that this could have?
The most worrisome part of it is not the absolute dollars, which are about $4 billion a day. It's
oh my gosh,
compounding of it. The compounding every day that you strike, it builds up a bottleneck of epic proportions. It's orders of magnitude higher than just the absolute dollar amount. And so you're talking about not being able to get fresh produce, to get things you need for your children, for your factories, for your schools, for your hospitals. This is a weird political flex. I hate to come to this conclusion, but the only one that I can come to is that President Biden was showed the door in a very, I would say, impolite way, in a way that he was not expecting. And this might be a big FU to the establishment, because he does not want to go out as a loser. He wants to go out as a hero, right? He's been in politics for 50 some odd years, right? If not more. So what's going to happen, and it's so sad that I could predict this, but bet I would be willing to give $1,000 to the charity of your choice if I'm wrong about this. President Biden will, at the last minute, come in, save the day, even though all it did, it's fake political theater. It's wasting taxpayer money, but he's going to come in like the hero, save the day. Nothing is going to happen. I promise you that automation is going to happen at the ports. So the unions are going to lose. And Biden is doing them a disservice, even though he's acting like he's their hero.
And so it's kind of like just wasting money. And whose money is this wasting? Just out of curiosity.
Yours, mine, this guy, that gal. It's all taxpayer money. Let's not forget that the fiscal situation might be the most worrisome, but people aren't paying attention to it. So I read a study many moons ago. Average voter, any number over 100 million sounds just like a big number. So if you say 350 million or 3.5 billion, that's in the same bucket. But 3.5 billion, it's a lot more than 350 million. But if you're making 50,000, 60,000, trying to make 150,000, then that just sounds like a shit ton of money. Pardon my French. The point is this: when numbers get astronomically large, trillions of dollars, people, they just shut off their mental math switch because they can't carry that many ones mentally, right? I mean, who can? And so what's happening is we are approaching a very slippery slope in terms of spending. We do not need more revenue. We need to spend less money. We're spending so much money on education, but people don't learn anything. We're spending so much money on healthcare, but we have the most unhealthy society. Like, we're the only country, I think, that makes obese people on the regular. That's sad for me to say. I have family that's obese. I used to be a chubby kid, but that's due to our food, our diets, our way of life. It's due to the fact that we have made a business out of health, and we have ruined education in the sense that we've made it a political arm. So how about this? First of all, God bless you and your organization, because I believe that 97% of media outlets today do not identify, will not vote Republican. So in other words, half of our voters vote a certain way, and 97% of our media does not want to cover it. And I think that's a big reason why you have more followers. I'm getting more attention because people are sick and tired of the mainstream media lying to them, which is essentially cheating them out of the facts.
Yeah, and I know, with going back to that, I know we were talking about, you had mentioned the union leaders. Like, what is their part to play in the actual strike that's going on? Like, do they provide a bang for the buck for these members? What is their part in this situation?
I'm going to answer that to the best of my ability, and God bless you for asking me that. I'm glad that I live in the state of Florida where I have a little bit more protection, but and I say that because this is a dangerous thing for me to say. The unions are still tied up with La Cosa Nostra, okay? The Genovese family might be involved with the leader of this movement. Now, this gentleman drives a Bentley around town, 76-foot yacht, makes over 700 grand from his main job, as a side hustle union job, pays him another 100 and something grand. He makes almost $1 million a year, and he's upset at the rich people. So I think that the union members are being lied to. I think that if you're in a union, add up what you spent over the last 5 years. What have you got for that? What have they got for that? What if you put that into the stock market? What if you bought gold? God forbid, what if you bought Bitcoin? Then you wouldn't need to be in a union. You could start your own.
So it's kind of like everyone's probably different. So you might, one union, maybe they're getting what they paid in, but some you might have to kind of consider what you're paying in and what you're getting out, basically.
I hope that that's true, but I would like to, and this is for my own, so forgive my ignorance, viewers and listeners. Does your union deserve the dues that you're paying? Have you added up the dues, and have you looked up what they're doing for you? Please tell me if you love your union and you would be willing to pay more. Please. DJ on X.
That is a good point. It's definitely, you have to kind of look at these things
I will
and see
change
what
my
you're paying.
opinion, and I will apologize to everybody if I get proven wrong. The best thing, here's what people get caught off guard with when they join my team or when they join one of our partnerships is I tell them the best thing you could do for me is to prove me wrong. But prove me wrong is specific. Don't tell me why you think I'm wrong. I already know why you think I'm wrong. I need you to prove me wrong. If you prove me wrong, I will be open-minded enough to correct my beliefs. And sadly, too few people are able to do the same today.
Yeah. And actually, like, I know, consider what, saying that they're wrong or that they were wrong in this situation. Not many people want to confess that.
It's against behavior. It really hurts us. It pains us to do that. But it also pains us to squat more than we ever have, or bench press more, or run more, or work harder, or stay up later, or show up earlier. But we have to stretch ourselves. Like, this whole running away from pain mentality is going to cause more pain in the long run.
And that's kind of the economy too, in a nutshell. If we're running away from what's happening,
if we keep
we need to kind of deal with it.
short-term interest rates to boost the economy in the short term, then people that don't own assets or don't have the financial literacy, that's something else that I think that you and I feel strongly about. Then think about it. People are talking about inflation. Oh, inflation is so stubborn. It doesn't have feelings. Inflation just means the money supply is bigger, right? So gold is not more valuable. The dollar is less such.
And it's taking a dive. Now, as we back to the dock situation, as we're kind of going past day 3, what are the potential timelines on this? What do you think is going to happen? Or you think this is going to last for weeks, drag out?
I think that a lot of the media and a lot of the people that are going to be, let's say, commentating on this, like myself, they're going to tell you, oh, they'll come to an agreement soon. And I disagree. I think they're going to wait till the last minute, right before elections, and then Biden's going to come in, save the day because he's the union president. It's all political theater, and it's sad. And some people are going to run out of bananas and toilet paper and, God forbid, medicine. But it's political theater. And
that's true.
Technology cannot be stopped. Let me ask you this, Melissa. Imagine if the union leader for the Horse and Carriage Society of Texas, what would he say when steam, cars, electricity, railroad, what would he say? No, horses forever? Or are they going to have to run a different race? Sometimes we have to run a different race. There's evolution. You can't stop it.
Right. So you have to find a way to join in and try to I guess not make the best of it, but join in and be able to kind of foster that movement ahead.
Or make the best of it. Less than a month ago, I learned how to code. I'm a finance major, okay? I learned how to code in Python, and I learned how to code in JavaScript, and I did it through an app that was free. Never before has education been available for free at a high quality level and simultaneously been available in a formal system at a ridiculous price where the quality is, dare I say, poo-poo. I'll let your editors handle that. Please send them my apologies.
Where you're paying, I know, a lot of money. That's a whole nother ball game. You're paying for school debt that was $100,000, and some people are not even working in.
Exactly. $200,000 in 4 years to be a political warrior without a job because nobody wants to hire someone who, majored in gender studies and has a master in Swahili. Meanwhile, for $1,000 in 4 hours, you can learn how to program in a language that gets you a job next week. You tell me what's a better investment.
True. Well, as we kind of wrap it up, and anything else you'd want to add to the situation that we're seeing with the strike or anything else that's going on?
The thing I'd like to mention is, to put it in context, an employer-employee relationship is a relationship. And when you think about a relationship, You don't want to separate like one relationship from another because they work in the same way. They involve human beings. And so just like a marriage or just like a family, an employer-employee relationship should not choose sides. What if there was a husband society and a wife society, and they were the ones that figured out what you ate for dinner or where your kid went to school? How ridiculously terrible would that be? Unions were created to solve a problem that does not exist today. We are not in the Industrial Revolution. We are in an information revolution, guys. We got to get past the old times. We must learn and open our minds. And we must not oppose each other. We must work together, right? So what the union should ask for, give us training on the codes, give us new apps, give us new laptops or tablets, actually. Give us new tablets, give us better, faster Wi-Fi, and give us some health care. And when I say health care, not health care after you get sick, health prevention, right? Give me a personal trainer, a yoga class. You got to be on the same team if you love each other or if you have the same goal in the long term.